I'm really only taking on things that I'm aligned with.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank
that you're
you.
doing these doses of self-care and family
Feels
time.
good.
And who did you add into your life to make you realize?
Yes. Shout out.
Let's make sure she gets credit. Welcome back in the house, fam. If we haven't mentioned it before, we're going to mention it again. Don't forget to subscribe to In the House Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, on YouTube as well.
Yeah. IGTV.
And thanks for listening. We are very excited to get into this. However, it's been a month since I've seen Toni. How's your summer been?
So lovely. How about you?
Mine's been good. I've been out in the water a lot.
I saw it. It looks so fun.
Yeah. I mean, I took up kiteboarding last summer because we couldn't travel, and I've been spending time like 2 to 3 times a week in the in-house sound.
You deserve
learning
it.
to kiteboard, and I'm riding the waves.
What does it feel like when you're out there doing that? Is it exhilarating?
Oh, you feel like a bird? It's the best way to describe it.
Is it scary?
No.
No?
It's actually the water, although I say waves, it's not like scary waves like I would be surfing in Costa Rica. But you're managing the kite, you're managing the board, you're making sure you're not running into other people that are kiteboarding and kite windboarding, windsurfing, I think it's called. It's a great feeling to be out in the water.
I actually think I might want to try it.
You should.
I do think I want to try it.
Yeah.
How do you get started? Is there like a course?
There's like a package, a lesson package, for beginners. And I'm like 30 hours in from the lesson because I really want to get out on my own.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to put in a certain amount of hours then, right? Before you can go out on your own?
Well, it's hard just because I don't live in Squamish.
Yeah.
And there's no wind in Vancouver to be able to keep practicing. So to drive up there, it's like, an hour and 15 minutes. So
it's close.
It's close, but it's also an hour and 15 minutes, right, of your time. So, and that's back and forth times 2.
Spent time to regenerate.
Oh, yes. A lot of self-care there happening on the water.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
As many of you are really now starting to count down the number of months remaining in this year, that's crazy.
What quarter are we in?
We're in like
Q3?
The end of August here. So we thought we would just pause and just check in with you just to make sure you're on track to finishing the year super strong. At the beginning of this year, 2020, we had an episode about how to make your first 10 deals in Q1. So we set these intentions and goals, and there's always going to be distractions in our business that sets us off course. So
life happens, right?
Yeah, there's no 2 deals that are the same. There's no 2 days that are the same. So we want to maybe check in with you and see how you are best using your time in order to meet your 2021 goals.
Absolutely. And we also want to touch on 5 simple strategies. And so that you can also stay productive and effective while keeping in alignment with your overarching vision for your business and your life.
And so where I want to go with this is to talk about vision first.
Okay.
Vision to me is where you are going, like where you want to go. Mission is how are you going to get there? Okay, your mission statements and your values and what will help you get yourself there are your biggest advocates or your tribe or your who's going to hop on the bus and be on the bus for you, be on the bus with you to be able to reach your vision. So these are 5 simple steps that you can take to keep productive, to keep productivity.
And before we go there, are you on track for the goals that you set for yourself this year?
I am. I am on. That's why I'm having fun so much.
That's why she's been kite surfing.
My team's doing great. My projects are doing fantastic. Most of our projects are less than 10 homes.
Yeah, amazing. Congratulations.
And it's summertime, so I can
great weather.
I can say, it's okay to slow down and take a breather for a little bit, and then get back into it in September.
Yeah, I'm of the same mindset.
I want to know how your goals. Did you meet your goals yet?
I did meet my goals for this year.
Yay! Congrats.
Thank you. I actually surpassed them in June.
Okay.
And that's you would be proud of me.
You could brag about that.
No, not about bragging. You would be proud of me because old Toni, workaholic Toni, would have automatically wanted to double that, right? I would have just replicated the whole thing for the second half of the year. New Toni has not done that. So while I'm still excited about the fall market, I am excited. I'm taking time right now to enjoy life. I've been spending time with family. I've been getting out there exercising, which is awesome. So amazing. I haven't done that in forever.
Good.
And still selling real estate, of course, but really, I'm really only taking on things that I'm aligned with.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're doing these doses of self-care and family
Feels
time.
Good.
And who did you add into your life to make you realize?
Yes, shout out.
Let's make sure she gets credit.
Well, they say that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So I have hired Deborah Stellingworth, who was a previous guest on our podcast.
She was fantastic.
So fantastic. And honestly, I have to say, I mean, I've done a lot of real estate coaching in the past for productivity, all of that kind of stuff. I neglected the life portion. It's embarrassing to say that. And I have, because I'm honest. And she's really helped me notice where I've been not spending enough time. And I think that's maybe why I feel a lot more fulfilled.
And you know why Deborah is so good for you? Because she was a realtor.
Yeah.
At one point.
She gets it.
She gets it. She speaks the same language as you.
So it's funny too, because the process that she's been taking me through, like, you and I have both we've actually gone through a similar process. It's kind of like when your production increases or whatever it is, you get burnt out and then you're like on that hamster wheel, whatever it is. She definitely gets it. And her recommendations are very true and on point.
Practical too.
Yes.
Awesome.
So do you want to get into the priorities?
Yes.
Okay.
So tip number 1, what is your number 1 priority for today? There's just our previous guest just talked about how we wear so many different hats in this business.
Yes.
We're the marketing person. We're the
CFO.
We're the cleaners for listing.
Yeah.
We are project manager and arranging all the trades, customer care, cold caller, new business. And so it's extremely helpful to note down, I would say, the day before, what your schedule looks like for the next day. And so whether it's marking in your calendar on your phone, putting it into your daily journal or calendar, write it down so you have a visual of it.
Great advice.
And some examples, your number 1 priority for the day could vary for every agent.
Yes.
So it could maybe looking like reaching out to your top 10 clients in that day in the morning, or maybe you're writing anniversary and birthday cards and mailing them out. Maybe it's preparing for your next CMA. So set your priority, your number 1 priority that you want to accomplish at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic tip. Tip number 2, what can you do less of?
Ooh, yes. What can you do less of? What
directly related to point 1, right? So can you eliminate things that are unproductive? I mean, it's funny because I guess for some people it could mean watching less social media, maybe less TV, maybe, I don't know, what's another example?
Well, and also little tasks that are non-income producing tasks that maybe you can outsource.
Yeah, I've started asking myself this question more. It's like whenever I'm doing something now, and it wasn't automatic before, but it's like, is this a $20 to $25 task?
Right.
If it is, I shouldn't be doing it.
And our previous guest, again, Janet Miller's, what a great topic we talked about was hiring somebody to do those tasks because you can be doing something that's way more productive, way more income producing, more something that you're actually going to enjoy as well. Because I feel like that kind of works hand in hand in being able to be motivated and being productive.
I mean, even working on the business, not in the business. So on the business for that vision. But we talked about that in the intro, right? That is something that is more income producing because it lays the foundation and the groundwork for where you're going to go.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Third point is accepting the micro adjustments. Like we mentioned, not any 2 days are the same in our business. I don't remember the last time
That's why I like it.
I can repeat, had it in my calendar set every day. So be mindful that not everything can go as planned because life happens. Maybe you have like a really bad day. Allow yourself room for forgiveness. Set your goals up to be achievable. And that's what is a super, super popular acronym.
I think we might have talked about it before on this podcast. Go ahead.
It's SMART. And what does SMART stand for?
Have your goal be specific, measurable,
attainable.
Relevant.
And time-bound.
Correct.
So keeping goals small and incremental so that they're actually achievable and set yourself up for room for success. And so, like you mentioned, like you've met your goals in June already.
Yeah.
So
that's the first time ever.
That's great.
Yeah, it was great.
But what's next, right? So again, like I know you set your goals at the beginning of the year. So what's going to happen for the last half of the year, last quarter of the year?
So funny you should mention this. I am in the process of rejigging a new business plan right now, but I am integrating more life components into it too, which is huge.
Awesome.
Yes, I'm so excited. So if you check in with me at our next filming date I'm happy to share with the listeners what those goals are. I'm working on it right now because my whole thing is like, again, old Toni would have just replicated the whole thing. And my goal is to not get burnt out.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm not going to do that. And that's why it's taking a bit more thought.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got Stevie.
Yeah. I got the baby and Antonio, and I'm going to spend time with the family, or what's it all for?
Exactly. And what's the point, right? So comes to our fourth point is continue doing something that feels good.
Yes. It
because
has to
then
make you
it's not
feel
going to
good.
feel like work, and you're going to be productive, and you want to be motivated to start it and finish it in the day.
Yeah.
So continue enjoying the rewards and work on your self-awareness. What feels good? What gives you the good energy? We often talk about dopamine. I don't know if you talk about like the chemicals that are in your body, but it's like a neurotransmitter that gives off this really good vibe, and you're always seeking reward and pleasure. And so it's that internal feeling that you get when you have accomplished something. So find little ways to recreate great moments and feelings. And when you do that, you just want more of it.
Well, I mean, even selling real estate still feels great. And I can distinctly remember this year, the transactions that have made me the happiest. And it's really working with my ideal clients. So yeah, I mean, it's all related.
Yeah. And so reward yourself appropriately.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you feel good. And so our final tip to be productive and reach your 2021
this is
goal.
my favorite one.
Okay.
It's review your intentions. It's funny, actually. So reconnecting yourself and asking, why are these goals that I've created for myself so important for me? Why are they important for my success? Because people will define success in many different ways.
So many different ways.
So your intention will be specific to you. And it really is, I think, one of the most important things.
Yeah. Because it's basically is the motivating force that drives you to continue and to be resilient in this business. And so we often ask ourselves, and make sure you ask yourself this question is, why are you in this business? Why do you choose to stay in this business and show up for your clients and for your teammates and for your managing broker?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's amazing.
So those are 5 great tips. But
Action
how
plan?
do you put this into action?
Put it into practice.
Right.
Well, the tips were good though. Okay, so do you have a specific method that you use?
I put in my calendar. So
yeah, I love calendars.
I make sure I note all my appointments in my calendar, and we have a whiteboard in our office.
Do you use it?
We did, but then it got messy and it just didn't work. It was great to have it visually on the wall, but then now it's like an empty whiteboard.
It's okay. I mean, do what works for you.
Yeah, full of black marker stuffs and
I really struggled with this for a long time. I'm going to share with you what I do because and it might not work for you listeners, you guys, but it works for me. And it took me forever to find what worked for me. Because there was a while where I was going back and forth. I'm a journaler. I like tangible pen and paper. But it's for scheduling, especially in a high-paced real estate business, you can't have, you need it electronic so your team can see where you are if you're going to have someone scheduling your appointments. So I do what you do, which is automatically when I have appointments, it goes directly into my work calendar. Work calendar is shared with my assistant, our social media person now, and the team. So if they need to see where I am, it's like, oh, can I book her for this? Oh, she's tied up X, Y, and Z. Right. The possibility can be here. So work appointments directly in it, even with touch bases. I have a trick for that now because it used to be overwhelming.
Okay, yeah.
So a touch base, for those of you that are listening, is on the back end of the realtor system, you can schedule appointments through Paragon and you get a notification from the agent who's requesting a showing and you can reply that way. And it's nice because you have a record of it in one spot. I get the notifications sent to me by email and on my phone. When I get the text message, this is the only way you can do it, I think, unless you guys have a better way. Yeah. Text message comes through. I copy and paste, copy the whole thing, paste it directly into the calendar note portion so that I can see that it was confirmed, like if there's ever a discrepancy.
Gotcha.
Realtor's name, brokerage telephone number, and then in the calendar in the subject line, because if you're scheduling 15 minutes back to back, it can get confusing.
Oh, yeah. And you want to be able to contact that agent in case you're running late or they're
I'm excited about this clearly. You guys might not be, but I'm excited about it.
Does TouchBase not have that system where
mine doesn't work properly?
Automatically into the calendar? That's what I heard, that it doesn't work for some
So it doesn't
realtors.
Populate all the time. Right. And again, if anyone's listening and you can help me with these TouchBase problems on my calendar, then reach out. But now I find that there's no room for it. There's no error because it's directly in there. It'll say my initial T. The time, like if it's 2:15 or 2:20, realtor name, telephone number, property address. Right. And then so there's additional stuff.
Obviously, your showing agent, if you're not the one doing the showing,
it would say their initial.
Have all that
you can see it all.
There. That's fantastic.
So I do the electronic calendar. Right. I also do keep a hard copy journal, which is just for the journaling, the brain dump, the ADA, the affirmations. Right. And then the third thing that I do, which I love, get excited about it now, is I do a vision board in the last quarter of the year, going into the first quarter of the new year.
Okay. Why don't we make it a goal to create our vision board and show it at our next session?
Ooh.
Do you think you'd have it ready by September?
I can. I would normally start working, I would start kind of putting pictures and visuals and everything together now. Okay. But I could.
October.
October for sure I can. Okay, because I would start at normally end of August, beginning of September.
Okay, so we have a couple months to put together a vision board and we're going to share it with our audience. I'm so excited about that.
Don't judge us.
Well, it could be anything. I know. It could be living on a yacht.
I get boat sick.
Okay. Well, you're not invited. Don't. I'm going to have to throw you overboard if you start throwing up. I'm just joking.
Do you have a yacht?
What? No, I don't, but it's on my vision board.
I'll take, what's that stuff that makes you feel okay? Gravel.
Oh, gravel. Yeah.
I better get an invitation to your yacht.
Of course. So if you put it into anything, your calendar, your journal, your vision board, you come across it as a daily reminder that will keep you energized to keep going.
It's all about keeping to go in the direction that you want it to go. Yeah. I mean, you can adjust the plan. Yeah. But sometimes
you could choose your own format.
That's right. And sometimes people just get a little bit off course. So all of these tips and action plans are great to help you stay on course if that's what you're wanting to achieve.
Out of all 5 tips, which one do you feel is the chicken and egg? Like, which one should come first?
Well, okay. I always think it's the why. So actually, point number 5 that we have, which is review your intentions.
I'm on the
know
same page.
your why. Yes, because without truly knowing your why, that's the meaning behind everything. It's difficult to create your vision and plan.
And your connection.
That's a good question, Jenny.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, this wraps up our episode.
I think we might have a 6th tip. Do we have a 6th tip?
We do have a bonus tip.
This is a fun one.
Yes.
Do you want to say it?
So I know it's easy to write your goals and then it seems so far-fetched. Like you're looking at the vision, you're like, how the heck do I reach it? So a bonus tip to kind of maybe manage that is to work in reverse.
Yes.
Is to maybe plan backwards.
So give an example for our listeners, for you. Where have you actually done that? And how did you plan backwards? Like what was the goal?
Maybe like a storyline.
Okay.
For example, like trying to make a video for the team is like, well, okay, what's the intention of the video? Who do we want to reach? How much attention do we want out of it? What's the timing? And so from there, then the storyline of how we piece the video together. I don't know if that's a really good example, but it's just something most recent. That's why it comes to my mind.
Well, I think it's super relevant for sure. It's a good example because I think mostly it gets your mind out of the, oh my gosh, overwhelmed. I have to do X, Y, and Z. Right. You're looking
There's so many moving parts to a video, to making the video.
Yeah, at what that overarching goal is. And you did tie it into the intention. So the why, a lot easier than to reverse engineer the plan to meet it, to have those SMART goals.
So the format for that is to write what your big audacious goal is, your ultimate goal. And then narrow it down to being more specific. So you have certain milestones that you want to accomplish to get to that bigger goal. And so, work backwards, and then you'll be able to identify what you need to accomplish.
Good tip. That was Jenny's bonus tip, by the way. You deserve full credit.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So that way you could just kind of spend like unnecessary time, or you don't want to overspend, right? And be unproductive. And so this method just gives you like just a fuller appreciation of what it takes to achieve success. And when you achieve it, you're like, whoa, it's actually not as big as of a project that you thought.
Well, and don't forget to celebrate it.
Yeah.
So this is something that my team has only started doing this year, which is so sad. We celebrate everything. No. We always support one another, but even the little successes, it's so important because that's for the next thing. It helps you on that journey. So celebration is important.
That's what our team does really well.
Good.
Yeah. We take a lot of time together and we have a lot of fun.
Fun is the name of the game. Well, we hope that you guys found that episode helpful. It's a great reminder, to have a look at what you're wanting to achieve for the year. Whether you've surpassed or have fallen a little bit behind in your goals, and how to rejig your plan so that you stay on track for everything that you want to create in your life.
We want to hear your comments about what your goal is.
Yes.
And if you need some tips, we have some great leaders and coaches that have come on our podcast who maybe we can reach out and help you reach out to them and connect you guys.
Might be a really great fit.
Your goal. Yeah,
exactly.
We know. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening. And wherever you are, we wish you great success.
Be sure to share this episode with anybody who needs this information. Thanks, guys.
Take care.